Question? Got one right here.
I've never met you, so don't take this the wrong way. But you keep, I'm Gwen Aaron, and I live in Wellbrook Farms. You keep referring to Gwinnett County, Gwinnett County, Gwinnett County. And the things that are implemented there that you would like to see implemented here. Well, what I want to know, are you planning to bring what little experience that it seems like that you have? You're a detective in Gwinnett County. How does that qualify you to be a sheriff of a county like Oconee County? We're not a metropolitan area like Oconee County. Just like Gwinnett County. Just to explain, help me understand.
Yes, ma'am. And maybe I should have addressed that because I don't know that y'all made it to the last page or visited my website, so you don't know me or my experience. I have 14 years of experience in law enforcement, not just in Gwinnett County. I started at the Becker County Sheriff's Office in 1999 as a jailer. I worked in the Becker County Jail with three jail deputies on the shift. We supervised 120 inmates. Had 35 of them sleeping on the floor because there wasn't any bed space. I was 19 years old and they promoted me to supervisor in the jail. I supervised my own shift in the jail. I then went to courtroom. When I went to mandate school in 2000 and became a sworn police officer, I was then put in charge of courthouse security for the entire courthouse division in Becker County. I then transferred to the road for a period of time and worked as a road deputy. From there, I went to work at the City of Jefferson Police Department, where I rose through the ranks to sergeant, where I was a patrol shift supervisor, and then I was promoted to a watch commander as a lieutenant, where I commanded both night shifts. I left there in 2006 and went to work at the Snellville Police Department, where I've been for the last 6.5 years. At the Snellville Police, now when you think about Gwinnett County, I don't know what you think about, but Snellville is really just a small Oconee County with a larger shopping district, okay? Since working in Snellville, I have worked as a patrol officer. I've worked in the Special Operations Division. I've worked as in the Gwinnett County Drug Task Force, where we served 840,000 citizens in Gwinnett County, and our major role was going after the drug trafficking organizations that were backed by the Mexican drug cartels. I can tell you, I've been through and seen things that probably not many people in Oconee County have ever seen, and I hope we never see that. And then now I supervise the detective division. So I don't know, maybe if you misunderstand what I'm saying, I'm not saying we need to take a model that Gwinnett County has and bring it to Oconee County. I'm merely saying that I can draw from my experience in the 3 places that I've worked and be a very effective leader for the Oconee County Sheriff's Office.
Lisa Henry, I live at Calls Creek Estates. Could you touch on the experience that you have specifically in Snellville concerning property crimes, the number of calls that you see, the number of people in the area, and why that experience would be good coming into our county?
Yeah, Snellville is an area that's about 11 square miles, and we have a population of 22,000 people. We have a daytime population of between 50 and 75,000 and a traffic count of about 150,000 cars through our major intersection, 78 and 124. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you don't want to be driving around Snellville, I can promise you that. We answer somewhere around 5,000 calls for service. In the detective division, we manage a caseload of 150 to 200 cases apiece. I assign them all, and I also assign, when I say I supervise them, that's really just entitled because I have to work just as hard as they do. Because we simply just don't have enough investigators to handle the caseload that we have. So, you know, we have a large shopping area, and what we do when we identify a crime area is we saturate that area with patrol officers, with undercover units to try to combat those problems. And those are the techniques that maybe confused you a little bit. Is it not that I want to bring Gwinnett County to here, but just bring those ideas to how we can combat the crime. Because I think everybody in here will admit, as we grow in this county, our crime rate's going to grow. I do want to touch on the Uniform Crime Reporting Index that was brought up at the last forum. My opponent waved a sheet of paper and said that the crime reporting was simply online for everybody to see. And I want everybody to look at this sheet of paper before you leave tonight, whether you want to vote for me or not, because I think everybody in this room deserves to see the truth. The truth is, since 1993, the crime has risen. And as a matter of fact, 5 years out of the last 20 years, they didn't report all 12 months. 1 year, they reported 1 month of crime. He also said we had 18 burglaries year to date. I don't know what that number is, but they average somewhere around 115 burglaries a year. So they're on average to only have 36 burglaries. He'd be the most sought after law enforcement administrator in the country if he could create a crime rate that low. I say all that to say this. What you're going to get out of me is the truth. What's on this paper this is a piece of paper. This doesn't mean anything. What means something is what comes out of my mouth. And that y'all need to know what I'm going to tell you is the truth. And if we've had 145 burglaries, then I'll be the first one to stand up in front of you and say, it's my fault and we're going to do something about it. And then we're going to look for ways to stop it. I can promise each and every one of you sitting in this room tonight that I will be available to you always, day or night. You'll be able to call me. I'm going to work hard for the folks in this county. I love this county. You know, I didn't even say tonight that I was born and raised here because I get attacked when I say that. But I am proud to say that I was born and raised in Oconee County, and I think everybody who lives here tonight and who's here is proud of the fact that they live here too. So I'm going to make one final point. I don't know how much time we have left for us. I'll continue to take plenty of questions. I think we have 5 or 10 more minutes. I'm not sure, but we have how much? 0. Okay, well, we have 0. So I'm going to wrap it up by saying one last statement. And I want to make sure everybody can hear me. This county deserves a sheriff of high moral standard and one that will serve you with professionalism and integrity at all times, who will be fiscally responsible, who will partner with the schools and the community, and one that will always be available to you day or night. You deserve no less than that, and I can promise you, and I don't make campaign promises, but I can promise each and every one of you this: I will always be there for you. Always. Thank you very much.